Moving on to the bunkhouse. Okay, so it's a big old heavy restaurant doors. Very fun, but they keep the cold out, or the cold in, so to speak. When I have people over here, I actually open these doors up and just kind of make this one big space. Um, Great lighting in here. Uh, you also have lighting here in the desk as well. And more lights. Do some adjusting here. Yeah. These are, I think for the most part, these are empty. So that way when people come up and visit, they need a place to stay. Here's what I do. There's two ways you can do this, but what I usually do is I usually turn this one up and then I open these doors and it'll take this room, no matter how cold it is, it'll take this room about a couple of hours and it'll be the same temp. And then this stove will heat both sides because it, like I said, 1,600 square feet, which is more than enough to cover this area. All this area here is about 1,000 square feet. You got 3,200 square feet of heating power here. You can turn this one on though. Sometimes they may want it to be. They may want to close these, and they want it to be cooler in here, so they'll close the doors and they'll set this for a lower temperature. This over here is it. It looks like a bean bag, which it is, but it's not really a bean bag. It's another mattress. So it's got a zipper on the side. Open that up. You can pull that up. If you have a lot of people coming, you can literally take that, pull the mattress out, throw a couple of pillows on it from the linen closet, and you literally could just throw it right out here and have another sleeping for a couple of more people. Again, same thing with the Roku. It sits right down here. This is pretty nice, especially if you're just going to watch TV or something. You can shut down the lights. And sit back here and watch. While I have you here, though, I want to show you something. On the password sheet that I'm going to leave you with the manuals, you're going to need, in order to get to access the technology, unfortunately, you're going to need to create 3 accounts. One account is for the Honeywell wireless thermostats. So there's 2 thermostats. There's one out here. I'll show it to you in a second. And then there's one in the dining area that basically monitor the temperature of the cabin. The one out here only monitors. It doesn't control the Toyo stoves. Toyo stoves don't have any remote control. They don't have the capability. Not any of them. The other one controls the oil-fired furnace. So this allows you to keep an eye on them. However, they tie into the wireless. The wireless has to tie into the internet, and you have to go to mytotalconnect.com and set up a free account, but you still got to set it up. And then you have to attach these to your account so that you can open my Total Comfort Home app on your phone and look at your thermostats from a remote position. Very important, I think, to know how cold your cabin is, because a lot of things can happen if your cabin gets too cold. The other 2 accounts are both Roku related. So in order to, and I didn't really realize this until I reset one of the televisions, you have to have an account to access any of these streaming sticks. So what does it take for a Roku account? You probably already know, but I think it takes a name, email, phone number, and a credit card. You don't actually pay anything, but it allows you to order things through Roku against your card. And I don't think you can set up the Roku account without it. You'll have to journey down that road, because mine's been set up for 15 years, practically since they started. That will get you into streaming services. So what you see up here, that will get you onto things, whatever apps on your account that you pay for. There's obviously free ones like Tubi and Pluto that you can download, and they don't cost you anything. So in effect, Roku doesn't cost you anything to get your account set up, but you'll have to tie every single one of these TVs into that account. And it's easy. They just say, what's your Roku account, login and password. And then, you're off and running. The last account you're going to have to get is for the home security system. So I'm going to turn this off. Well, no, actually I didn't want to do that. The last account is for the home security system. Now, the home security system, in my mind, is extremely important. That one you pay for. So you can set up, once you have your Roku account, you can set up your TV just like you're seeing here with any apps that you download and or pay for. But you can also, what I've done is on every single television, I have this, if you can see that there, I have Roku Cameras app. And so I can access this, all of my cameras tied in to the Roku camera app via the wireless network. And so I can literally see anything. So for example, if I select this right now, it will boot this app up. And then I can go carousel where it periodically flips through each one, or I can just go look. So for example, I can see what's going on in the kitchen dining area right now. Maybe I can. I was messing with the network, so hopefully I didn't break anything. Okay, so here's the west side. This would be like the camera from the treehouse, a live look. And you actually can hear sound on this as well. You can talk to, if you have your phone app, if you're looking on your phone app, you can actually talk out each one of the cameras. You can listen on the cameras. You can also set off an alarm in the cameras. You can set them up to record any kind of movement. You can also set them up to notify your phone with banners and noises and everything else, if you desire to do so. You cannot do any of that unless you have a I think it's called myroku.com, my.roku.com account set up, which is a pay account. If you want to remotely monitor your systems here, you have to pay them I think it's $89 for the entire year, unlimited cameras you can add into your system. And then you can do what I do, which is I always check into my cabin. I look around to see what's, going on. And then I also check. So you can actually, you could almost see me waving right there. Yeah, from the bunkhouse. You can keep an eye on your cabin. The cabin can notify you if anybody comes in. So 3 accounts, Roku.com account for streaming, has to load on every TV. You can download the cameras app. You can look at all your cameras while you're at the cabin. But if you want to look at anything on your phone remotely, you got to do the my.roku.com smart home account, $89 a year, unlimited stuff you can put on your system. Okay, so, and all that information is on your password sheet. Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to show you where the thermostat is out here. You can see it right back there. So that's basically monitoring the temperature of this room. And it's actually fairly slick. If I go to the My Total Connect, you can see I'm looking at what my temperature is out here. I call it the garage, but it's technically the family room. And then the great room is 72 right now. And if you select them, you can adjust. Upper corner tells you what the current weather are. Tells you down here whether it's following a schedule. You can set up whether you want to heat, just fan. You want to turn it off. You can control the fan. You can also set up your schedules as to when you want the heat on and off. You can do everything. But you got to set up a My Total Comfort, My Total Connect account first. Okay, so that I think wraps up this space out here. So we'll move on to the next one.